Well, guys, the Indianapolis Colts are back after having a bye week and wanted to talk about today, looking at the remaining 4 games on this Colts schedule. The Colts have a real opportunity here to make a run here with a very favorable schedule. So let's talk about this. Let's get into it. What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. I am your host, as always, Cody Felger. And guys, I want to talk today about this Indianapolis Colts schedule because the Colts have a lot potentially going for them here in the final 4 games of the season. Obviously, the Indianapolis Colts right now at a 6-7 record. So Colts right in this playoff picture right now. Actually going to pull it up here in just a second. When you look at this, schedule, the Colts right now currently sit at the 8th seed. So they are the first team on the bubble that you got to talk about. And Colts have some teams that, obviously you got to talk about, with the Broncos, with the Chargers all sitting there at 8-5, the Ravens at 8-5, the Houston Texans at 8-5. So the Indianapolis Colts are right there for the taking with this. And obviously the Colts have a massive game coming up on Sunday against the Denver Broncos, who currently right now are that number 7 seed and are the 8-5 record right now, third in the AFC West. So the Colts have a prime opportunity here to do some really, really good things. And the crazy thing about it, guys, is the Indianapolis Colts also have an opportunity to potentially still win the division, which something crazy that you didn't think would be said, but here we are. The Houston Texans, when you kind of look at their schedule moving forward, the Houston Texans definitely have, a lot not going for them. They have a very tough schedule playing against some really perennial powerhouses in the NFL, and, they have a lot of opportunity. Honestly, guys, I can see the Houston Texans finishing with a under 500 record in the final 4 games of the regular season. So there is that opportunity, but if that doesn't work out, the Colts still have an opportunity with a lot of these different teams, that they potentially could beat. And I will just say this before we kind of dive into the rest of the Colts schedule. This game against the Denver Broncos, in my opinion, is the biggest game of the season. It's the biggest of their 4-game stretch, and it's not even close. The Colts are able to defeat the Denver Broncos, get back to 7-7, and then, you look at it, that is by far their hardest game remaining in the season. If the Colts are able to do that and finish out the 2024 regular season with a 4-0 record, I think it's almost guaranteed. There's kind of a crazy odds, guys. Like the Colts have above 50% if they beat Denver on Sunday, whereas if they lose to Denver, they're in like the 20 to 30% range to make the playoffs. So to say Sunday's matchup is massive is a huge understatement in itself right there. But the Colts have a very favorable schedule. It starts with Denver, but if the Colts are able to handle Denver and take care of business, they have it all in front of them. Like, seriously, I think the path to the playoffs, if the Colts just handle business, is virtually guaranteed because there's all these teams vying, right, for, some of these final wild card spots, and there's going to be a team or two that's bound to lose a couple more games, right? And so the Colts are able to win the final 4, go to 10-7. I mean, that is just a tremendous, tremendous thing. Unless all these teams are winning, which I don't think is really going to happen, I mean, the Colts are going to have a prime opportunity here. But obviously the Denver game, massive. This Sunday, 4:25 in Denver. Not going to be easy. Denver's hot right now. Colts have an opportunity here. And if they can take care of business, that will be massive. And then you kind of look at the remaining schedule for the Indianapolis Colts, and it's very favorable as well. You look at, the following week, if you take care of business against Denver, you're facing a Tennessee team that's reeling right now. It hasn't been good at all. They just lost to, a Jacksonville team that is just horrendous, playing Mac Jones. It's just a terrible game altogether. And, Tennessee's no good. You've already beaten them one time this season. Tennessee continues to struggle. So that should be a very winnable game at home for the Colts. And then you finish out with New York at New York, which New York is a very bad team as well. And then you finish out the season versus Jacksonville. And, Jacksonville hasn't been good. Trevor Lawrence isn't going to play the rest of the year. It's going to be Mac Jones. And, you're going to be playing that one at home. So you're going to have 2 divisional games in your own building. And so that's going to be a tremendous one. In the games that you play away, especially that, New York game. I mean, New York's been bad all year, so, that could be a very easy, winnable game. Again, no game is easy. I shouldn't say easy, but should be a very winnable game for the Colts. So you kind of look at their schedule remaining. The Colts I believe they have the easiest strength of schedule remaining here in the 2024 season. So obviously it's all going to flow through this Denver game to kind of determine if the Colts are able to take care of business and are able to make a push for the playoffs. But honestly, guys, it's crazy to say, some of these other, AFC, wild card contenders right now, they play a little bit of a tougher schedule than the Colts. So the Colts definitely have a tremendous opportunity if they're able to take care of business here this following week. And then the following 3 weeks, they're able to take care of business. The Colts have a prime opportunity here to really do some. Now, the Colts haven't been really good all year. They've had a lot of struggles this year. So I'm not saying that even if the Colts were to beat Denver, they necessarily are going to go 4-0. I'm not going to say that because Colts, almost lost to New England. So, I mean, anything is possible, but it definitely makes things a lot more achievable if the Colts are able to take care of business and are able to beat a very hot Denver team right now. It's not going to be easy. Denver is very good right now, but the Colts are able to do it, man. I mean, the sky's the limit for this team. They have a lot of potential. Their young quarterback's playing well. They have some things going for them right now. Again, they have a lot of issues. This is a very, very flawed football team. But the crazy thing is, it is all in front of the Colts right now. And they have the choice. Are they going to step up and are they going to prove they're contenders? Or once again, are they going to miss the playoffs for another year? So we'll have to see. That's going to be to be determined, guys. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below in regards to the remaining Colts schedule. What are the games that you're looking at and saying this is a must-win for the Colts? I mean, every game is a must-win for the Colts. But what game are you like me when you look at this Denver game and say, this is the game, Colts got to do it, or else, we're probably going to be missing the playoffs again? What are some key, players that you need to see step up here for the Colts to have a chance here to finish out the stretch strong? And what would you consider a great end to this season? I mean, how possible do you think it is for the Colts to go 4-0? Let me know all those things in the comments down below. If you haven't already, be sure to smash that like button. Hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, all that good stuff so that you are in the loop when we drop fresh content. But guys, that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, guys, go Colts.